I heard you ripped a guy's throat out. Hey, freeze!
So I have some unanswered questions about Kate's powers. Do they only work through her hands? Because there's a lot of skin-to-skin contact right now, and she's wearing her gloves as if it's possible to accidentally give someone a deadly command in her sleep. And is it weird that a completely different franchise came up with a solution for this problem almost 36 years ago?
There's actually some online debate about exactly how Kate's powers work, which I think is pretty cool. Some people seem to think that she isn't being entirely truthful by portraying her powers as only working through touch, but either way, this isn't a sin. Simply asking a question does not automatically necessitate a mistake of the episode. Also, Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture ref.
Not knocking on the door when you know that a knocking of the boots variety very well might be taking place on the other side.
Did you really not consider the possibility that he didn't know anyone was knocking boots, and that's why he opened the door?
Did we...
Jordan doesn't answer Marie's question. And it's not that the smirk isn't cute, it's that Marie still needs information that this smile doesn't provide. Like whether or not Jordan remembers anything, and if that anything happens to fall within the confines of consent.
You are literally showing the shot where Marie smiles back, clearly indicating that she doesn't need any more information and she's totally comfortable with it. Dude, I get you want to pretend to be woke to cover up for your channel's pedophilic past, but now you're just completely ignoring the episode.
She survives this. Now, while I don't know if the science exists to confirm whether or not you can die by orgasm, you can die from dehydration, and this woman has expelled a lot of fluid.
And she's a soup. So what's the issue again?
Also, are there any real advantages to having a blowhole aside from being good at snorkeling? This certainly makes her unique, but does it make her a soup?
Yes.
As far as I know, of legal age.
As far as I know of legal age.
This statement coming from a guy who works for another guy who thought Emma Watson was hot at 10 years old. Disgusting and hypocritical. That's two sins.
There are days that I am missing.
Been there, my friend. Between binging Lost and binging Game of Thrones and then binging Succession to forget how awful the other two endings were, I lost like 2 weeks.
Discount Jeremy makes 3 pop culture references that aren't sins of the episode cliche.
Also, wanting us to believe that Kate isn't smart enough to know that one night of partying can't explain why all of her friends don't remember multiple days from the past week.
How else should she have done it? I mean, Kate's not exactly a master planner, and she doesn't have unlimited resources, so this is pretty much the best she could do given the circumstances.
Getting bigger from heavy drinking makes sense calorically, but it complicates her metaphor and makes it seem like getting hammered is an emotional win with no downsides.
Are you saying that getting hammered isn't an emotional win?
I can't believe how drunk you are.
I am not drunk.
Yes, you are.
I am not f***ing drunk.
Can you tell the time?
Yes. I am not f***ing drunk.
I mean, you're trending. You're flashing my giant white ass to the world.
I don't know, Emma. Sounds like an average night.
Skip.
Maybe you saw us on TV or TikTok or something.
The most likely scenario would be that you met him last night but forgot about it with everything else. It's weird that Marie goes straight for I'm famous now, so that must be it.
Except that you just said she's famous now. Do you have any idea what sudden fame does to a person's perspective? Because you absolutely should, given the size of your religious cult.
Wait, when am I gonna get my period again? Holy f***, Emma. What? I lost track. You're insane. I mean, next Friday, though.
Better be careful there, Marie, lest you get a weird nickname like Flo.
Rufus was here last night.
Okay, but that was just like a day or two ago, right? You're gonna tell me a dude with his blown off is already up and walking again? Superpowers or no, consider my suspension of disbelief shattered.
If your suspension of disbelief is shattered by something like this in a show that has literal magic, then there's no reasoning with you at all. See, people, this is what I mean when I say that TVSins and TVSins is basically just a big religion. They refuse to be rational, and their fanboys eat it up like white girls at a sushi restaurant.
I'm tired of babysitting psychopaths.
Babysitting psychopaths is literally your job.
I don't think it is, especially since you later describe his job as cutting up soups and seeing how they tick. At most, babysitting is an ancillary task.
Cutting up soups and seeing how they tick is a skill that won't quite shine on your LinkedIn profile.
So, in the first sin I played, you claimed that she describes his job as cutting up soups to see how they tick. But then in the second sin I played, she specifically states that cutting up soups to see how they tick is a skill. She doesn't say anything about it being his job. Discount Jeremy is lying and then proving his own dishonesty within a matter of seconds.
What you're saying is that Rufus has to piss sitting down forever.
He doesn't have to. He can stand up.
Skip.
You got that big soup energy.
It's not the size of the soup that matters, it's the motion in your stock pot.
Discount Jeremy just ruined soup.
If I had trouble believing Rufus could walk after having his blown off, I'm definitely not buying that he can sprint. This isn't bullshit.
No, it's magic. Big difference.
Go, go, go.
This elite unit of puppets was conveniently able to track Sam to this remote storm drain, but not any of the other much more public places he's been to today.
How is it ever convenient for a team of commandos to track you down? Just asking for a friend.
Oh, you know, she's cool with hiding the sausage and bumping donuts.
But how do they feel about butter and garlic knots? Okay.
Skip.
What made me forget you?
It's not your fault.
Thanks, Sam, but at no point was she claiming to be the responsible party.
And yet, he's reassuring her anyway. Sam is a better partner than Discount Jeremy. Not that it's hard to be better than Discount Jeremy, but still.
Someone's been mutilating nuns over at St. Patrick's again.
Well, maybe that's none of your business.
You're not funny and nobody likes you.
Gordon, it's not him. It's Kate.
It wasn't him this time, but he's still guilty. If police catch a murderer, he doesn't get out of trouble because someone else did a more recent murder.
And what does that have to do with this scene? They aren't cops, so your analogy is terrible.
So trying to take the moral high ground when you're the one that slit open a woman's throat and tried to leave her to die earlier in the season.
He has the moral high ground in this situation. Discount Jeremy's view of morality is extremely simplistic and narrow-minded, which just so happens to be even more evidence that TVSins is a religion.
Something's in my ass.